You're such an asshole.
Hello, children. Now, GF is finally cut. You girls are always going to make less money than men because you take our lunches. How do you have to work? Like, how many times? No! Just amazing. Oh, I'm sorry. Fuck. Oh, I think that's what it is. It's like you have to look like you're paying or actually doing something for people to realize, oh, that person is working. But, you know, if you don't change, maybe I should put a uniform on or something. And then people are like, oh, he's got a real job. Beforehand, it was nothing. He didn't have a uniform or a suit or tie on. He didn't look like a schmuck. Now that he looks like a schmuck, now we know he's got it. Anyway. Young man writes, way too much, by the way. Way too much to get to your fucking point. My accomplishments so far, I left a $40,000 a year job for a $55,000 a year job at the bank. I'm working in an area in one of the big 4 banks in the country I'm in. I work 2 hours a day and 6 hours of doing anything else because he gets to work from home. And as you know, banks are incredibly inefficient. I've been offered a $70,000 position at another bank, but they have an 18-month training period and you might get offered a permanent role. And the people in that position who are hired for those was journalism majors and MBAs. No, you skip that. Studying for your master's in AL and ML part-time, paying it off with work funds so as not to incur any debt. I don't know what AL or ML is. And you got a high GPA. You won't finish until 2024. You're no rush. I have projected savings of $30,000 this year, up to $95,000 at the end of my graduate role. I've been investing in stocks that have a 25% portfolio in the market. I made a nice 800% return on pharmaceuticals, so I'm not worried about that front. I just have to keep things on rotation. 25, so I have time. Guess my issue is, what do I do now? I have this eternal conflict of where I want to be industriousness. That's what he wrote. And do something in my spare time, like write a book, start a blog, heck, even paint something. On the other hand, I feel it's a waste as it doesn't improve my competitiveness in the job market. I sometimes try to learn a new language or develop other technical skills, but the constant thought that I'm wasting my time never escapes me. The misanthropy I have from the experiences with having cancers and being treated like shit because of it has made me just want to wash my hands of society. I can only read so much Cicero and Schopenhauer without feeling dejected because it's nothing new to me. When you say it's people that are important, your family and friends and your relationships confuse me because I'm as much of a loner as you could be. I've dealt this long without being included or being accepted, and as such, I don't care anymore. Does that make me a sociopath? No, it just means you're an introvert. Sociopath is like you take advantage of other people, like there's a nefarious end to your goals. Or your means, rather. Maybe, I don't know. Do I have family and friends? Yes. Do I think that they accept me for who I am? Of course not. Despite all of my success, I'm still lost. Where do you find the drive to interact and serve people in your business? Is it only the money? Yes, largely. Every once in a while, I do want to help people because some people do listen. Forget working in banking or predicting economies. When I hear, hey, Cappy, you prevented me from majoring in stupid crap. I joined the National Guard. I used the GI Bill to become, now I got my CPM making say, that makes me feel good. What little heart Cappy has left that hasn't been swapped out for a pump. But yeah, it's the money. Because right now it's a beautiful day and I want to go outside and play. But I can't because I have to work. This is work. Say enjoy the decline. That leisure becomes more attractive because the state and the parasites will steal any abundance of wealth you try to create. Well, I've been doing nothing for almost 20 years. I'm kind of sick of it, to be honest. So you've been doing nothing for 20. Well, yeah, you're in school. That's what you do. Do you ever have these thoughts that society just doesn't deserve your time? How do you work out what is next with everything? How do you work out what is next when everything is a mess? I'm doing a video. I know you said, unless you like the topic enough to do. So I'm going to do more of it. I'm going to do a video because I know we could answer an email, but this is a message that needs to get out there. All right. What you are finding out, and more people, I predict this is going to happen a lot more going into the future, as we are programmed not to raise families, as women are programmed to put their careers first. Marriage will tank. What they estimate 45% of women between 18 and 45 will be single, or half. What has normally served as the point and purpose in life, which is family and love and interaction and socialization, is being eroded away. The main crown jewel. Now, there are other things too in life, other humans. It's all other humans. You can spend time with your family. You could have to spend time with your friends. There's going to be a lot of aunts and uncles spending time with their nieces because they themselves didn't want to have kids. Or I'm 42 and I'd like to have kids someday. The state has done an amazing job of replacing people's careers, the careerism, the paying of taxes, the commuting, the prestige, their attitude, their arrogance, their hubris, their status, and in many cases, their politics above everything else that mattered in life. And that was love of your fellow man, mainly your family. Now, in order to have point, purpose, and meaning in life, you need other people. But if the supply of people that is worth having in your life is forever dwindling, or there are people in your life, but they have their careerism and materialism and their politics and their fur babies or their educations as the number one thing in life, you will not derive point, purpose, meaning, or joy at all from those people. You will also find out, this is not just to focus on women because men are interested in women, women are interested in men, but you will also find out the quality and caliber of your average buddy will decay. This not so much because of politics or indoctrination or because we told men to go and have careers and mortgages and car loans and all that, but I think your quality, the quality and caliber of your average man has been decaying, just because so much more soy, lack of testosterone, lack of fathers, less of masculine culture. And so even if it doesn't matter if you're conservative or libertarian, politics largely has nothing to do with this. Your average man will stay in. They'll get fat. They'll get bald. They won't do anything. And I think that's more of a function of inherent human laziness that is any kind of political indoctrination. Most of my non-leftist friends, be they libertarian, conservative, or just apolitical. Heck, my buddy Khan, he's libertarian, more left-leaning libertarian, but he's the only one that really goes hiking much of anything. He's one of the few people that are in shape. But for the most part, people are going to get older, and they're not going to participate in life. Why? Because they're lazy and they're conformists ultimately. So that then leaves you and future generations of people with less and less. Scott Almighty, the day might even come, especially if you're going to school online. You may not have like that roaring 20s excitement, like where you go and hang out in your 20s. You may not even have people just be dating online. You won't be going to dance halls. I wouldn't recommend going to nightclubs, but you're not going to go out and meet people in meet space. So this is all good. The sole point and purpose, camaraderie, fun, sex, romance, especially what it should be at its presumed peak in its 20, even that's going to be whittled away. So you and future generations like you are going to have to figure out what is there in life, absent of what has traditionally given us value, point, and purpose and agency in life. And the question is I don't know, or the answer is I don't know. Now, in the seminar I put together on analyzing the return on investment on the pursuit of women, because women usually make the number one point purpose of a man's life, and in theory, vice versa for women. But with women telling men very clearly for the past 5 decades, they don't need you. And some of them taking action on that, not just saying it, but putting forth action on it, pursuing other things. That's fine. You have individual choice, independent choice, freedom. They could go ahead and do that. But I told, okay, what do you do in a world without women? I analyzed, calculated the percent of the female population that's marriageable. There's not enough women to go around for traditionally minded marriage men. So there's going to be a surplus of you. So a lot of you, I would estimate 80% of you, better figure out a plan B. And the best I could come up with was pursuing excellence, because you are here and you have a choice. You can say, well, it's not what I programmed, what I wanted to have. I better end it. And you commit suicide. Not judging. I'm not endorsing that, but I'm not judging against it either. I could see, like, every bit of my bone in my body is screaming for me to do this thing and white picket fence and blah, blah, blah. It's going to drive me nuts for the rest of my life if I don't get that. So I'm going to end it. I would maybe shed a tear, but I would totally understand. But then on the other side, and this is the path I recommend, is, well, we're here. It's like you showed up to Disney World or Wally World from American Vacation, and Wally World is closed. You show up, it's closed. You didn't know it was that. Like, well, what do we do? Well, you better find something else to do, because otherwise it's game over. And while you're here and you're conscious and you're sentient in today's world, what do you want to do? And so there's pursuing excellence. Now, we can all go rent the Ferraris and eat ice cream and, I guess, go down a path of lazy debauchery. Not necessarily hedon and debauchery, where it's just like, okay, but that's going to get tiring. You're going to need something more substance, more intellectual, philosophical, existential meat than just, well, I'm just going to eat ice cream and bang on my drums all day and play video games. NEETs already do that. Your average American millennial and soy boy does that already. And you see how happy they are. So the only thing I could conclude is you must pursue excellence. Excellence in what? Excellence in everything you do. So there is working out. That is your mandatory job. Go work out. Just so, like, when you work out, hey, I'm good looking. That's it. Hey, I'm in physical shape. You have your physique. Eat healthy so that you're not tortured with the diabetes or the gout or whatever it is, or bad knees or whatever, that you can enjoy your life physically in a good, healthy mind. You need some kind of career or profession. I would also add, sounds like you got that. And keep in mind, it's not what defines you, but it's like, this is what gets you up in the morning, and you go there every day, and you make your widgets, and you're a good widget maker, and you go home. You then also have a legacy or a passion or a hobby of some kind. Use the three interchangeably, so that when you go home, maybe you want to paint, maybe you do a podcast, maybe you do whatever. All right. And then, like, oh, look, Bill left a bunch of works for, oh, look at this. He carved animal figurines. Look at the nice one, and it's polished and stained. Look at that, some craftsmanship. Oh, that's going to make several people happy down the road after you pass away. And then you need some kind of intellectual stimulation. This is the hard one, because it obviously requires hanging out with other people. And that's hard during the disease and the lockdown for many people in different countries around the world. But you got to go and find some kind of intellectual stimulation. Now, thank God we got the internet, because you can download podcasts and theory and philosophy of all stripes and colors. Doesn't even have to be philosophy. Like, I really enjoy the Ancient Warfare History podcast. I really get into that. That's really kind of cool. Oh, what did the phalanxes do? I bet you the Persians didn't see that coming. Alexander the Great guy, he's funny. Look out, he's sneaky. That provides intellectual stimulation. The history of Russia provides great intellectual stimulation. But it's whatever it is, you need to find that. So that by the end, here, I'll show you here's my to-do list, guys. Look. So that by the end of the day, when you are about to go to bed, there's two things you should be able to do before you go to bed. One, you should be able to engage in something frivolous, guilt-free. That you have done everything that you should, enough of what you should, you have gotten enough work done, that now you can not only play video games, but you can do so in a guilt-free manner. Did I work out? Did I diet right? Did I do some work? Did I go to work? Did I advance my hobby? Am I writing a book? Am I crafting a sculpture? Whatever. You push that a little bit further towards completion. Diet. What else? Then you have a little bit of fun. I've been playing Borderlands 3. I play it before I go to bed because I deserve it. Or sometimes I'll drive to my cigar lounge. I'll have a nice quiet cigar, right? And I'll just chill out. Maybe I'll just ride my motorcycle around. Maybe I'll sit on my ass. Maybe I'll go for a walk. Whatever. You can enjoy that, and you can enjoy it guilt-free. You can have a bowl of ice cream because you ran 20 miles, right? You can enjoy it guilt-free. And the second thing you should be able to do is go to bed because you're tired and you're looking for like, I earned this rest. That's what every person, male or female, should have as an individual. Absence and outside of marriage, others, family, other human beings, right? That is what every individual should be aiming for, is the guilt-free, because you worked hard, you produced, you made it count. You made your life count. So now you can enjoy a little bit and you can go to sleep peacefully, right? But that's how you handle it. But then you're going to have to consider, am I going to introduce others into my life? And, hopefully that happens. I think it's increasingly less and less likely, increasingly out of your control. You may find a gal that's an introvert just like you, and she likes doing the things that you do. I'd say maybe go out and date a little bit. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing, there are good gals out there in very small numbers, but they're out there. Now, who not? Just go talk to a girl, go take some ballroom dance class, whatever. Maybe you're one of the lucky few. You find a nice, good, traditional gal. She supports you. She's not jamming her ideology, whatever it happens to be, in your face. She's like, oh my God, you're the one I want to be with. I want to support you and do whatever I can to make you happy. Awesome. But absent that, and ladies, some of you might also be familiar with this, absent the real strong, independent man that you want, who is ripped and makes lots of money and is 6 feet tall, and he's a strong, masculine man, but he's a sensitive, caring, soy boy, voting, leftist, feminist, however that works in your world. Ignore mutual exclusivity. Ignore reality. But okay, you may be a little, where have all the good men gone? Well, do you want to keep asking that question, or do you want to get back to intellect, purpose, profession, legacy, or passion? I don't mean, I'm passionate with working for kids. I mean something specific to you. And then working hard, producing something of value, and then having guilt-free enjoyment, little treat in life, and then you can sleep peacefully that night. That's what everyone should be focused on. And that's all there is to focus on, as far as my logic takes me. Some people could find religion. I'm not against that. Like, some people find purpose and reason. And, you actually believe in God. And if you actually believe it in your heart of heart, then yes, go praise your God and follow the words that your God said to follow. And that gives you point, purpose, and agency in life. But absent children, absent a spouse, absent a really great social life, which will dwindle and decay as everybody gets married and divorced. Woo-hoo! Hee-hee-hee! Woo-hoo! Hey, man, what's going on? Where have you been? Where have I been? Where the fuck have you been? Where have you been? Oh, you got divorced? Oh, now. Oh, you got divorced 10 seconds ago. Now you're calling to see what's going on. Oh, I see. That's it. That's all there is. So you've won at the game of life. Increasingly, there was not much to win to begin with. All right. You conquered it very early. You did all the side missions. Now you just get to keep on playing. You just get to go play more poker over in, what is it? Stillwater? Bridgewater. No, what was the name? Blackwater. I think it was, no. Whatever the main town was in Red Dead Redemption. You get to play poker. I guess you get to go hunt some eagles. You get to ride your horse around. That's it. And then you die. Now, if people want to change that, we want to start getting loving with one another. Maybe we make ourselves good quality people that would attract members of the opposite sex. That is achieved through pursuing excellence for men. And I think men are doing that. That's the one step forward that a lot of men are doing. I don't see the same thing happening with women, but that's it. But until that time comes where both parties agree to help one another out and become what the other would like, we are in an impasse now. The government has made it that we don't need each other romantically, financially, intellectually, philosophically. They're actually weaponizing us against one another. That's okay. I'm perfectly all right with that. I don't make choices. People make their choices. And since it largely, the main point and purpose in life has been taken away, this is all you have to focus on. So keep playing the video game. I know you conquered it. I know you did all the side missions. Climb up the mountain a different way you hadn't done before. Try and shoot 10 eagles in 5 minutes. Whatever it is, that's all it is. Just a big game of life. Just a big game of life. But there might be an Annie Oakley or whoever the gal was in Red Dead Redemption where there might have, maybe, but don't bank on it. And with your attitude, I wouldn't bank on anything because you're like very emo-y, negatively so. But even if you weren't, let's say you were slightly optimistic, I think you'd be merely just setting yourself up for failure. Like, hey, what's going on? Is there nobody? What? What do you mean? What? No, I didn't. What? No, I don't want your dogs. Why do you have it? Like, how about you and me, baby? Oh, you got another guy's kid. Oh, all right. Maybe we'll go play some Red Dead Redemption. So there you go. That's the point and purpose. That was a bit meandering. Stephen Ochoa for $2. The extra men can become monks. There you go. All right. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. See you guys later. Toodles.